Hey guys, Elizabeth here from Plant-Based Bride, and today I wanted to talk about getting started with zero waste. So I've only recently started getting into zero waste living, and as I talked about in my 5 best things about being vegan video, which I will link here for you guys to watch, being vegan has led me to become far more of an environmentalist. And in becoming more of an environmentalist, I've started caring more about sustainable clothing, which I plan on making videos on in the future, and also more zero waste style living. So I thought it might be fun and useful for you guys if I talked about some basics of zero waste living and also some just really easy ways that you can get started, some easy swaps you can make to produce less waste in your day-to-day life. So let's get started with the 5 R's. You are probably familiar with the 3 R's, reduce, reuse, recycle, which are incredibly important for living more of a zero waste life. But there are also 2 more that we should get to know if we want to be zero wasters. And those are refuse and rot. So if we go from the beginning, we have refuse, so refuse the things you don't need. Reduce, which is reducing the things you do need. Then we have reuse, where we can reuse the things we have instead of buying new things. Recycle, recycling things that we cannot reuse. And rot, allowing the things that cannot be recycled to be composted.
The sun is setting right now and it's right in my eyeballs. So if I'm squinting for this whole video, that's why. I tried to film this way, which is the way I normally film, and this one side of my face was so bright from the setting sun, and this side of my face was dark. And it was really dramatic, but not really appropriate for a video about zero waste. So I switched it. Anyway.
So those are the 5 R's to keep in mind as you try to live a lower waste or zero waste lifestyle. But what are some easy things that you can just switch out in your day-to-day life that will have a reduced impact on the environment? I am admittedly very new to zero waste living, but these are just some of the things that I've started doing, and some of these things I've been doing for quite a while, and they're all really easy swaps to start getting your toes wet in this whole zero waste idea. So one of the easiest ways to start is using reusable bags. So instead of getting plastic bags at the shop, always bring at least 1 reusable bag with you anywhere you go, so that if you end up picking something up or needing to carry something, you have a bag with you. And if you're planning on going shopping, bring multiple bags with you, even more than you think you need, so that you never have to get a plastic bag. So getting reusable bags is really easy. They're pretty much everywhere, and they're usually sold at grocery stores. So if you don't have any already, you can go to your local grocery store and buy a set of canvas, usually reusable bags that you can put your groceries in and then keep reusing from there. I would suggest getting canvas bags like this one over the ones that are like a coated plastic. I have quite a few and I thought I'd just show you a couple of them. This is just a standard bag from a grocery store. I have this one from a grocery store, and this one's really cool. It actually folds out and has a bottom and becomes this big sort of box. Which is great for carrying heavier things because it has that reinforced bottom and it can keep things more separate, especially if you have a car. This is easier. It's a little bit harder to walk with a bag like this because of how wide it is. It tends to hit your leg, but I still really love using this bag, and I'm glad I picked it up. And then it folds nice and flat, which is convenient for storing it. You can also get fun bags with sayings on them. So I have this one that says, "Ask me why I am vegan." We also have a plant-powered one. These ones are awesome and I love using them. This one could probably use a wash. As you can see, it's been through the ringer. I use it like every single day. But they're really awesome. Off the top of my head, I can't remember where I got this one from, but I know I'll remember when I'm editing this video, so editing me will put it on the screen or in the description box. So I would say that is the very first thing you should start doing. The easiest way to jump into a more environmentally friendly lifestyle is to trade out plastic bags for reusable bags. Now, the next easiest thing to switch out is water bottles, because the plastic from water bottles is incredibly destructive to the environment. There are so many water bottles being thrown out every single day, and that plastic is just suffocating our planet. So a really easy way to stop using water bottles is to just bring a reusable water bottle with you, again, everywhere you go. So I personally really like Swell water bottles. I have this large one in white and I have a small one in black. They keep liquids either hot or cold for a really long time. It's kind of ridiculous how long they can keep something cold or hot. And for that reason, I think they're so worth the higher price tag. I personally like to use the larger size. I believe it's 750 milliliters for water because I drink a lot of water. And the smaller one I tend to use for things like coffee. So if I make coffee in the morning, I can fill up my smaller one and bring it with me to work, and have this one to fill up at work with water, and have both of my drinks stay cold, stay hot, and not have to use any plastic water bottles or non-recyclable coffee cups, which is the next thing I want to bring up. Disposable coffee cups are also horrible for the environment. So many people have a daily coffee habit and they will buy a coffee and then just throw out the cup. So don't be one of those people. Again, you can use something like a Swell water bottle. It'll keep your coffee hot, and you can just ask them to fill up your water bottle. Or if you prefer to drink it out of something that looks a little more traditional, Starbucks has started selling reusable cups at some of their locations. I picked this one up at the airport in Edmonton. They look exactly like a regular cup, but they're reusable, they're made of more sturdy material, and they are recyclable, which is amazing. So when you are done using them, you can recycle them. I bought it for only $2, and then you will save money in the future because your drink costs less if you're using your own cup. And then all you need to do is ask them to write your order on a sleeve instead of on the cup, and then use that sleeve to keep your drink warm, and the sleeve is recyclable. So that's a great way to reduce how many coffee cups are getting put in landfills. The next thing I want to mention was something that was really hard for me to adjust to, and that's ditching the paper towels. I grew up in a household that used paper towels. Anytime there was a spill or anything in the kitchen that needed to be cleaned up, we used a paper towel. And I never really thought about how wasteful that was until I moved in with my husband, and he didn't use paper towels, and he thought it was weird that I wanted to go out and buy a paper towel. He just used normal towels and then washed them, which isn't that novel of an idea, but honestly, I'd never really thought about it. But that's what I've started doing, and I'm so glad I've transitioned to using towels over paper towels. So any kind of towel will work. You can get little hand towels like this one. You can get them at the dollar store so that you don't really mind when they start to get mucky. That is one thing about white towels. As you can see, this one looks pretty dirty because we use it to clean up messes. And we could probably get out all the stains if we really cared, but we're just going to use it to clean up more messes. So if you don't like towels and things that look kind of dirty, maybe go with a darker color instead of white, but honestly, we don't really care. And if you're lucky like me, you have someone in your family who can make you your own custom dish towels. This one is from a set that my grandmother made me for my bridal shower. And there's one for each day of the week, and 2 cats doing whatever that day's thing is. So Saturday's baking and the 2 cats are baking because Jason, my husband, and I have 2 cats. So this is adorable. We'll just hang it over the handle of our oven and then use it to clean up any spills, messes, and then just throw it in the wash and use it again. So the next one that's really easy, if you love coffee like I do, get reusable coffee filters instead of using one-use coffee filters. You can get lots of different types. These ones I just picked up. I obviously haven't used them yet, but they're called the Coffee Sock, and it's 2 reusable fabric filters. So you can get fabric, you can get metal, all kinds of things that aren't paper or plastic. The next thing is if you like to drink things through straws, whether that be smoothies, or if you like to drink your coffee through a straw, or water through a straw, or any other drink you might drink, I would suggest getting reusable straws. You can get glass straws, you can get metal straws. These ones are metal. This is a 4-pack of stainless steel straws, and they actually have a little bit of a bend at the top, which is nice. And it comes with a straw cleaner because it's hard to clean the inside of a straw, especially if it's something like a smoothie that you're drinking. So it is really convenient if you can get a pack of them so that you have multiple. You can keep one at home, you can keep one in your purse or in your backpack, and have a couple extras. And it's also helpful if it does come with some kind of cleaner because it can be hard to clean the inside of a straw all the way along. But straws are also horrible for the environment, and so if you go to a restaurant or something and you order a water, you can say no straw, and even if you normally would like a straw, you can just bring your own. Another one for my coffee lovers, get a reusable container for your coffee beans. So this is a container that we purchase coffee beans in from Kicking Horse Coffee, and it's 100% recyclable as well as obviously reusable. And we probably bought this about a year ago, and we've just been refilling it with coffee beans ever since. So in our area, there's a little coffee shop that picks out different types of coffees and is always featuring them. So we can go and bring this and just ask them to fill it up with coffee beans. And you can also usually find a health food store that has bulk bins, and they usually sell coffee beans that you can just fill up your own container, whether it be something like this or a mason jar or really any kind of reusable container, and that saves quite a bit.
Oh, coffee, guys. Guys, I wish I could drink coffee all day long.
So this is a great way to reuse. You can also use reusable containers like mason jars for any of your pantry staples. So for beans, for rice, for hemp seeds, for nutritional yeast, all of that stuff. If you go to a bulk store, whether it be something like Bulk Barn or a health food store, and bring your own containers, you can fill them up yourself. And you don't have to go out and buy new mason jars for all of your stuff. You can use containers that you have at home. Just like this one, we purchased our coffee in this and then just kept using it. You don't have to buy new containers. This mason jar is awesome because it's huge, and we have a couple like this, but we didn't buy it to store food in. We actually bought them to hold our centerpieces at our wedding. We use lots of different types of jars, big mason jars, smaller mason jars, little vases, old wine bottles, stuff like that. And all of those containers we now use in our house. The big ones like this for storing dry foods, and the smaller size ones we use for drinking water, we use for our smoothies, storing soups in the fridge, all of that stuff. Another easy swap is to grab some high quality reusable washcloths to use instead of napkins and Kleenex, and also to wash your face. So I got this set of 5 organic cotton washcloths. They're super soft, and what's great about these is you can throw one in your backpack and you can use it as a napkin if you need one during the day, if you need a Kleenex or something. These are there, and then you can just throw them in the wash. And then having some at home for when you wash your face, it's super soft on your skin, and you can use them to remove your makeup instead of using the disposable little cotton pads or cotton balls. Use these to remove your makeup and to wash your face, and then again, throw them in the wash. The next thing I want to talk about is for the girls. I did make a video about my period routine. If you're interested in watching the full video, you can watch it right here. But I wanted to mention them in this video because they are great for living a more zero waste lifestyle. So when I'm on my period, I'll use a combination of Thinx period panties and my Diva cup so that I no longer have to use tampons, pads, and panty liners that are disposable, and not only the products themselves, but also the wrappers are getting thrown in landfills. And this is something I talked about in that video, so I'm not going to go too in depth about it, but just think about it. If you have your period for 5 to 7 days for essentially your entire adult life, that is a lot of waste. So if you can move to more reusable period products like menstrual cups and things like Thinx underwear that work essentially like a pad, then you can really reduce the amount of waste you're producing. My second last easy swap out is to set up a eating away from home set. So for me, that's a reusable cutlery set, and it's also containers for me to carry my food. So a great way to reduce your waste is to stop eating out. If you grab a reusable container like this one, it's a good size, it's glass, and you can store foods in the fridge in these kinds of containers, and you can also bring your lunch to work or school in this kind of container. Another one is a reusable cutlery set, and this is something that I carry with me everywhere. It is always in my bag because you never know when you might need it. This one's a really awesome set my parents got me. It is plastic. If I were to buy myself one now and I didn't already have one, I would probably get a bamboo or a stainless steel set. But this one's really amazing because it comes in its own little container, and the top parts of the utensils are separate from the bottom. So there's 2 bottoms, and in those 2 bottoms you can either put 2 chopsticks, so the top of 2 chopsticks, or you can put a fork, a knife, or a spoon. So usually you only need 2 things at a time, so a fork and a knife, or you need your 2 chopsticks, or maybe you just need your spoon, and so you only really need 2 bottoms for that. And then they're really easy. You can either throw them in the dishwasher or just quickly hand wash them, put them back in the little container, and it's really easy to bring with me everywhere, so I always know that I have cutlery and I don't need to ask for disposable plastic forks and knives that don't work very well and then hurt the environment. And the very last thing I want to mention is bamboo toothbrushes. Toothbrushes are disposable and you have to replace them periodically, so you might as well use a toothbrush that's good for the environment. You can get compostable bamboo toothbrushes pretty much at any health food store, or you can also order them online. They work just as well as a regular toothbrush, but they're much, much better for the environment. So I hope you guys enjoyed this little video about moving more into a zero waste lifestyle, some easy swaps you can make. Please let me know in the comments if I missed any really easy swaps that people can make when they're first starting out on this journey. And also let me know if you want me to make more videos on the topic of a zero waste lifestyle. If you have any questions or requests, please leave them in the comments below. As I said, I'm really a beginner in all of this zero waste stuff, but I'm really enjoying finding more and more ways to be more eco-friendly in my day-to-day life. And I thought, seeing as you guys are really awesome, conscientious people, you might be interested in learning more about this too. So give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you really soon in my next video. Bye guys! Watch my last video right here, follow me on social media, and if you enjoy what I do and want it to continue, please consider supporting me on Patreon.